Professor Ian. This is a short video. We're going to show you how I use Canvas for this course. So here's the home page. This is the teacher's view, but yours looks similar. Yours might look different on a device as well. If you're new to Canvas or you need a refresher, over here is what we call your global navigation menu. These ones on the far left hand. This is how you can get to your other courses. You can check your email through Canvas. And don't worry, it says 6:33, but they get sent to my regular email, so I check them there. I'm not that far behind on my emails. Here's a link to student support services, so counselors, success center, all that good stuff. And here's what we use in the course. Let me put it on student view so you can see more accurately what your view will look like. You can see I've cut down on the options here. There's announcements, modules, grades, and a link to the OWL at Purdue, which is the best writing site online, I would say. Here's our home page, and so there's links. These little images are linked to other pages on Canvas, so you can learn more about me, about the course, about the syllabus, how to contact me. There's a little welcome video. You probably already looked through some of this stuff if you're watching this video, but I'm covering it anyways. Link to Chafee resources is the same stuff you find here, the student support services button. Then there's a link to the module 0 where you're seeing this video. This is the week 0 one is about just how I organize the course and how you can use all the tools. And then there are links to all the individual modules, right? 1 through 14. And then there's also links to the response papers. There's a whole module for response papers and a module with extra resources for your edification. So the most important page here is modules. I will leave announcements. You can look at your grades, but everything you need is housed in the modules tab. So this is where you'll find all the readings, you'll find all the assignments. This is a zero-cost course, so there's no textbook to buy. All your readings are linked here, and we're going to do all our readings through an app called Perusal. So hopefully, after you're watching this one, the Canvas walkthrough, Perusal walkthrough is coming, and you'll see how to use Canvas. It's a social annotation program. I won't go into it too much, but students pretty much universally like using it. The only issue people have with Perusal, it doesn't work great on like phones and devices. You can still use it, but it's definitely not as functional as on a laptop or a desktop. So just bear that in mind. You might want to schedule some time with a laptop to do your readings and stuff, so you can use all the functions of Perusal. It's a little bit of a pain, I guess, but Perusal is such a great program that I think it's worth it. So anyways, here's a typical module. So module 1.1, so we have 4 units of the course: short fiction, drama and theater, graphic narrative, and then poetry. And so, module 1, so that's short fiction, first week of short fiction, right? Then this one, short fiction, module 1, second week of that. So I think it's self-explanatory. And then it's got the dates here. This is what we'll be doing. These modules open up every Sunday at midnight, so just to help you pace your work so you don't get lost in all the stuff. And here's what it typically looks like. There will be an overview. That's where I'll just list our, give you a brief description of what we're doing that week, things to look out for, and then a list of tasks. I'll break that out a little bit into learning objectives so you can see. I think these are useful. I usually have 3 or 4 objectives, things that I think that we should be getting out of that week. And so I think that's useful for you to take a look at so you can keep your eyes on the kind of like larger picture of what's happening in the course. Sometimes when you look at the overview and you see this list of tasks, it's easy to get lost in the trees, right? And then when we pull back and we take a look at the whole forest, the learning objectives, I think it helps contextualize the things that we're doing. So, and then there'll be a list of tasks to do. So for this first week, you're discussing the syllabus, you're leaving a show and tell intro video, and then there's a concept quiz. I'm going to talk a little bit about close reading. And then there's another thing to discuss about the relationship between fiction and literature and empathy. And so another reading. And then at the bottom of each of these modules, there will be response paper activities. So there are 4 response papers, 1 for each unit. And there will be a list of things. Sometimes it will just list the instructions just so you can know what major project that we're working on during that part of the course. So in week 1, I've got the instructions. I've got a video instruction, just me explaining what the project looks like. And this is very important, every paper starts with an initial reflection. So you want to do this as soon as you can. I know it's at the bottom of every module, basically, but you really want to get to those initial reflections as soon as you can, just so that you're approaching it with fresh eyes. You're not like reading a bunch of stuff and then thinking about your ideas about short fiction or graphic narrative or whatever. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's best to do this as soon as you can, as soon as you open up, as soon as a new unit opens up. Do the initial reflection. They're going to be used in your papers, in your response papers for each unit. Each response paper is basically asking you to think about your initial ideas about a form of literature and then chart how that's changed over that unit of the course and reflect on that. And then finally, in each module, I'll have my office hours, and I still have to finish determining exactly when my office hours are. That's why it says by appointment. When you look at this, it will have the actual details of when my official office hours are. I'm always available by appointment outside of those hours, but I have hours where I'm literally sitting at my computer, ready and able to talk to you for hours not every day, but throughout the week. See? And then module 1.2 looks pretty much the same: overview, learning objectives, discussion, concept quiz, discussion. And usually what I'm trying to do here is, a concept quiz. So I'm talking, this is a video lecture about plot, and then here's a story, Bloodchild, where we're going to think about how plot operates in that story. And then here's a concept quiz about setting. Here's another story where we're going to try to think about how setting works in that story. Another harmonized videos, paper 1 activities, right? So I hope that makes sense. This is the way I organize my modules. I have designed them so you're working chronologically through the items, except for those initial reflections, which you should do right away. So anyways, that's about it. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email